Mateys. Welcome to Black Cell Sports Talk. Pledge allegiance to the nation. Hit that like and subscribe button if you're rocking with me. If not, you can walk the plank and go straight down to Davy Jones' locker. Today we got another episode of Lunch Break Archives, and today we're going to be talking about Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker. There's a lot of smoke and a lot of momentum going in Hendon Hooker's favor. Going into the combine, a lot of people believe that he may possibly get picked in the first round now. I'm one of those people now. Before, I had Hendon Hooker as the fifth best quarterback coming into the draft. But after doing my analysis and doing my own research and watching some tape on a lot of the quarterbacks, I have soured over the hype of Anthony Richardson. And right now I have Will Levis and Hendon Hooker right at dead heat. I think both quarterbacks got the prototype size. They both have NFL arms. Now, Hendon Hooker does not have the arm strength or velocity that Will Levis or Anthony Richardson could put on the ball, but he is a lot more accurate than the two. And he still throws a very nice deep ball. I think that, the top five quarterbacks, which would be Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, Hendon Hooker, and Anthony Richardson, all got pro-style arms. Now, when it comes to velocity and arm strength, nobody's going to compete with Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. Both of those guys have elite arm strength and velocity on the ball, but they're not as accurate as the other three quarterbacks. Hendon Hooker might be the most accurate quarterback out of all of them. The only thing people have against Hendon Hooker is that he does not run a pro-style offense, which I'm okay with that because, like I've said numerous times, the NFL game is changing more to college anyway. He runs kind of an air raid offense, spread offense with option and choice routes. And that's fine. A lot of coaches, including our own coach, have similar concepts in the scheme. So I think he would fit our offense. I think he would fit New Orleans offense. I think he could also fit the Texans offense. And this is why I have the Texans taking Jalen Carter at 2 and getting their quarterback later at 12. I have my surprise pick of the draft is going to be Hendon Hooker, picked early in the first round. And I think that he could get picked as high as 12 to the Houston Texans. The reason why I say that is there's no reason why any player in this draft should get picked above Jalen Carter if you're going best player available. Whether you need a quarterback or not, Jalen Carter is the best player in this draft. So given that, let's just say that what everybody else has on their draft board, they have Indianapolis trading up to the number 1 spot and taking Bryce Young. So if Bryce Young goes number 1, which I don't think he should, I think C.J. Stroud or somebody else should go number 1 because I just believe Bryce Young is too small. But let's just say Bryce Young goes number 1 to the Indianapolis Colts. Now you have the Texans at 2. At 2, I think they take Jalen Carter. The reason why is there's so much hype on Anthony Richardson that he's going to get picked in the top 10. So you're going to have 4 quarterbacks picked in the top 10, and you got the Texans picking again at 12. I think they surprise everybody and pick Hendon Hooker with the number 12 pick. Hendon Hooker would fit the Texans offense because they got one of the quarterbacks and offensive assistant coaches from the 49ers, and Hendon Hooker looks a lot like Trey Lance. He's a big body, 6'4", 215 pounds. He's very accurate, and he's a dual threat with his legs. I think he would fit nicely with the Texans if they're really looking for a quarterback. For me, I think DeMeco Ryans tries to form the team and how he wants it, which is a defensive team. And that's why I have them passing on a quarterback. But back to Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker reminds me a lot of Aaron Brooks. He's not super fast with his legs, super mobile, but he's mobile enough. He's not super athletic, but he's more than athletic enough to be a dual threat in the NFL. He throws a very nice deep ball. He's accurate on the deep ball. We don't know what type of, setback he will have running a different scheme than what he's running in college. But I think if you draft Hendon Hooker, you build the offense around what he could do. Now, a lot of people will say franchises aren't going to spend a first-round draft pick on a 25-year-old quarterback. Well, Will Levis is about to be the same age also. I don't think that's a big deal. A lot of you youngsters that just now started watching football, quarterbacks didn't come out after 2 years before in the past. They used to play their whole 4 years in college and then come out, and they would be around 25 years old when they came out, 24 getting drafted. So I don't think it's a big deal that Hendon Hooker, Will Levis are going to be seniors coming in, getting drafted, and possibly be in 24, 25 once the season starts. I think that experience might allow them to hit the ground running, actually. Hendon Hooker is a very intriguing prospect because he checks all the boxes. A lot of people said that during the interviews that Hendon Hooker blew them away. If you go look at the Richard Eisen show, you had Jordan Palmer talking about Hendon Hooker because he's in his camp, and he says that Hendon Hooker is, his head is where it's supposed to be. And this guy, I think, is going to surprise a lot of people by sneaking into the first round. Like I said, I don't think he gets past the 29th pick to the Saints. I think there's going to be a ridiculous run on quarterbacks because really there's only a couple quarterback options going into free agency. A lot of people don't want to go ahead and pay $35 million or $40 million for a Daniel Jones or a Jimmy Garoppolo when you could go ahead and pick Hendon Hooker and have him for 5 years. The Brock Purdy effect is changing the scape of the quarterback market for a lot of GMs. Okay. A lot of GMs are looking at what the Niners did with the 7th overall pick, and they're saying, you know what? The last decade or two, we've been putting so much emphasis on trying to find the best quarterback possible when really it's about building the best team around a quarterback. Okay? Brock Purdy didn't come in and looking like some first rounder. Okay? He was a quarterback that did what he was supposed to do, made decent choices, and had good arm, not an incredible arm, but you know what? He fit in their system. And I think a lot of GMs are looking at that and saying, why am I going to pay Daniel Jones $40 million a year when I could draft one of these rookies? So I think it won't just be 4 quarterbacks taken in the first round. I think Hendon Hooker is going to sneak in there also with the Texans, the Colts, the Raiders, okay? Jets, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, okay? All these teams need quarterbacks. Then you got questions at quarterback, like the Falcons, Carolina Panthers. There's so many teams that need quarterbacks. I believe there'll be 5 quarterbacks taken in the first round, and Hendon Hooker will be one of them. If you guys think different, go ahead and comment below. Until next time, Black Cells out.